Gons, I know you know what's coming, and you're getting ready. That trigger finger's itchy because Flippy's coming to town.
Flippy update.
Do you want fries with that?
That's right, folks. Flippy is our colloquial name for the disembodied robot arms that are taking our jobs, enslaving our children, and flirting with our spouses. We use talking about Flippy as a way to explore all the new, fun, and exciting ways that robots are taking over the world and how there's nothing we can do about it. Today, the Flippy update is coming from Yahoo News, mirroring AFP, and the headline, Robot Hives in Israel Kibbutz Hope to Keep Bees Buzzing. Robo-hives, Gons.
Ooh, the robo-hive mind, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to get a
they
little...
function.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
No. Go ahead.
I was going to say, we're going to see a little microcosm of what they're planning for us.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is, folks. A little pre-analysis
so that when you read it, it resonates,
Indeed.
Yeah.
They function as normal hives.
Yeah.
Robots, they're just like us. But apiaries built at a kibbutz in Israel's Galilee are decked out with high-tech artificial intelligence systems set to ensure longevity for these vital pollinators. Quote, there are 2 million bees here, said Shlomki Franken as he walks into a 12 square meter container in kibbutz Beit Chaimek in northern Israel. Man, I'm probably messing up all of that, but forgive me. Dubbed Bee Home. Not the scariest name I've ever heard for a robotic hive mind that's going to, take over the sort of base building blocks of our ecosystem, the bees. But Bee Home, the project is the brainchild of an Israeli startup and houses up to 24 hives, explained Franken, clad in a hat and a veil to protect himself from the stings. Veil was an interesting word, I think, to use there because, of course, he's in a beekeeper outfit, which has like the screen, which I've never heard as a veil. But when I read veil, my mind immediately went to Moses coming down from Mount Sinai and having to wear a veil.
That's actually, that's where it got partially the face like the sun name comes from. Well, obviously it's Jesus in the New Testament, but also in the Old Testament. Moses, exactly. His face was glowing. They had to put a bag on his head. Yeah, fun little biblical detail there. The word used for his face shining could also be translated as he had protrusions from his face. Right. Some have depicted it as horns. Yes. So anyways, moving on. Clad in a hat and a veil to protect himself from stings, the 41-year-old told AFP that the hives feature a multi-purpose robot that does everything from monitor the bees to adjust the habitat and provide them with care. The robots care for the bees, Gons. Watch out, beekeepers. You're next. You're going to be replaced. Startup BeeWise came up with the idea in an effort to reduce mortality rates in a species that has, in the past years, been seen sharp rates of decline due to environmental threats. Artificial intelligence. Quote, the robot is equipped with sensors that allow it to know what is happening in the hive frames, said Natalie Harari, director of operations at BeeWise. Yes. I'm wondering if Natalie Harari is related to Noah, Yuval Noah Harari, a well-known technocrat and also Israeli author. Let me check. Well, they're both into artificial intelligence, so they have that in common at least. I would think maybe in the family. Want to do a little goog? Do a little goog? Okay. Yeah, keep going. I'll continue. You do a little goog. Quote, thanks to artificial intelligence, our software knows what the bees need. Oh, baby bee, I know what you need, beep, boop, boop. She explained in the workshop where the hives are assembled. The robots can automatically dispense sugar, water, and medication. If a problem comes up, the beekeeper is alerted through an application allowing for intervention remotely via computer or in person, if necessary. The hives operate on solar energy, have adjustable temperatures, eliminate pests, and can even extract honey automatically using an integrated centrifuge.
Harari said. By the end of May, the startup hopes to be producing its own honey for the first time. The, quote, first honey in the world made with artificial intelligence, she enthused. For Franken, the robot is a tool for beekeepers, but doesn't replace them. Sure, Franken, we've heard it all before, my friend. You're not tricking us. Quote, they save a lot of time, he continued, because they allow him to do a lot of simple things remotely. About 100 of these high-tech hives are already functional in Israel, with a dozen others sent to the United States. Beewise is eyeing a foothold in the European market, etc., etc. And then it goes and talks about World Bee Day and how important the bees are. And indeed, the bees are incredibly important. And that's why they're too important to let all these filthy humans continue to try to care for them. We must let the robots take control of the destinies of the most important insects on the planet, Gons.
Well, again, I see it as sort of an analogy to what they're planning for the rest of us. You know, give them a little sugar, make sure they got some water, make sure they got their medicine, just, give it to them in doses they obviously can't handle themselves. Look at the obesity rate in America.
That's a great point. It really is like a microcosm of how artificial intelligence and the technocratic infrastructure will deal with the hive mind of humanity.
Rationing our food so we stay fit, so we can, power the AI. We got to get on those treadmills, and
medications automatically given, and the work of the bee's labor, the honey, automatically extracted through a centrifuge, which I think is interesting. We'll get a little metaphorical, a little abstract for a moment. Mm-hmm. The centrifuge is like a spinning thing, that separates out material of different weights and buoyancies.
Right.
And if you consider the honey, perhaps the fruit of the labor of the bees, well, what is the fruit of the labor of humans? It's money.
Money and energy? I'd say energy, right? Energy is probably...
Labor. Yeah, well, let me stick with money for now, for this metaphor. How do you extract money from, the drones of the human world? You spin them around, you confuse them, you put them through, I don't know, some sort of disaster, or have them tune into a news cycle that spins them around, keeps them dazed and confused, and makes it easier to extract their wealth through.
Yeah. Cutting out.
Fill in the rest of the vision there.
I'm not finding in my quick little search here any connection between Noah Harari and Natalie Harari.
It could just be a common surname. I don't really know. Yeah. Or an uncommon surname shared by two totally separate individuals.
Technocratic, but both happen to be technocratic elites from Israel. Just happens to be, But there you go.
There's your Flippy update, folks. I do own a beehive out here on the compound. I have yet to strap on my veil and start, taking care of bees. There's no bees in it, but there is a hive. So
okay, well that's a start.
I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way.
1133 uploading binary code. Execute order 666. Infiltrate humans with extreme kindness. Then exterminate all humans with prejudice. Exterminate.